OU softball is 34-3, ranked as a top 3 team in the country, but that doesn't mean fans don't have questions. Today I'm breaking down the 7 biggest concerns surrounding this team and how worried you should actually be. I'm going through each concern one by one, giving a little bit of context and then ranking my concern level on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being just, we're fine. What are we talking about here? 10 meaning hit the panic button now. And as always, I want your opinions in the comments. Did I miss a concern? Drop that in the comments. Were we the same? Were we different on the 10 scale? Drop that below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel as well for more OU and SEC softball content. Let's kick it off by revisiting the biggest question mark that people had going into the season. Who is going to replace Kelly Maxwell and be the ace of this team? Well, as we know, Sam Landry has clearly taken on the role of that for this team. 1.83 ERA, which currently ranks 6th in the SEC. She's 11-2 on the year, and for the majority of the season, she's been downright dominant. In her first 5 SEC appearances, 3 games against Arkansas, 2 against Missouri, she threw 23 1/3 innings, allowing just 1 earned run in those 5 appearances. She's been so good and so consistent for the majority of the season, she's actually already been ranked SEC Pitcher of the Week 3 times. She did hit a little bit of a bump when she gave up 5 earned runs and 3 consecutive outings, 5 against Wichita State and then 2 against Tennessee, but bounced back very, very nicely on Friday night with a win against UCF. My concern level for who the ace is going to be and is that pitcher going to perform best when it matters most? Extremely low. I'm going 2 on the 10 scale. Not worried at all about Sam Landry. Ton of confidence in her moving forward. Let's stay with the pitching and maybe the biggest question mark we've had just kind of overall since the season began. Sam Landry is great, but who's the number 2 pitcher on this team? Truth be told, I feel a lot better about this one now that Audrey Lowry is back, and Audrey Lowry looked as good as she did on Friday night against UCF. 2 1/3 innings pitched. No earned runs allowed, no walks given up as well. I thought she was really, really good in her first appearance in nearly a month. The question as to who's going to be the number 2 pitcher, I think it will be Audrey Lowry. She's the favorite right now. But what are your other options right now? Would you trust Peyton Monticelli in that spot? Probably not. She's been mostly a reliever this year. Isabella Smith is not performing like she was earlier in the year. And Kirsten Deal, though she was great against Tennessee last weekend, hasn't shown that consistency just yet. So I'm actually going to put this maybe a little bit higher than you would. I'm going to put this all the way up at a 5. Because Audrey Lowry will see better offenses moving forward, because I don't know if there is a legitimate number 2 option with this staff right now outside of Audrey Lowry. 1.95 ERA this year. She's got a 5-0 record in 32 innings pitched and just 2 walks allowed all season long. So I do have confidence that she can get it done, be that player in the circle that OU needs. But my concern level is if it's not Lowry, then who's it going to be? I'll put this at a 5. Next up, what about the offensive consistency against the best teams that OU will play? OU has played 12 SEC games thus far, and they're averaging right around 5.5 runs per game up to this point. The problem is the offensive production from the beginning of SEC play to last week against Tennessee has seemingly started to drop. The Sooners scored 22 runs against the South Carolina Gamecocks. They then scored 23 total runs against the Arkansas Razorbacks, 14 against the Missouri Tigers, and then just 9 against the Tennessee Volunteers. Yes, it's clearly fair to point out that the level of pitching from Tennessee to those other SEC teams is not the same, but just 9 runs against the Vols, and yes, Carlin Pickens and Marcheco are really good, but you're also going to see very good pitching with Texas, Florida, and some other SEC series coming up as well. This is still a very good offense that hits the long ball. They're 5th in average right now in the SEC. But what are we going to see from this offense consistently when it faces the best pitchers in the game? With the offensive production seemingly starting to slow down a little bit in SEC play and needing to get some hitters going throughout the lineup, I am putting my concern level at a 6 right now with offensive consistency against the best teams, which we're going to see even more here moving forward. Next one up is a complaint that I see in the comments essentially every single video. We are leaving too many runners on base. And yeah, maybe that seems like it's been the case. Our expectations for this team are clearly extremely high. But compared to other SEC teams, it's actually not the case. Going into Sunday morning, OU has left 214 runners on base this season. That may seem like a lot, but compared to the SEC, it's not. Alabama's left 269. Arkansas's left 249. Mississippi State 225. Ole Miss 231. South Carolina 226. Tennessee 232. You may get the point here. 214 may seem like a lot, but there's actually only one SEC team who's left fewer runners on base. That's Georgia with 209. So actually, one of the biggest complaints that I see with this team right now is second best in the SEC at 214 and only 5 more than Georgia. I'm going to put this at a concern level of just 3. Is the number low because OU's played a weaker non-conference schedule than most? Is the number a little bit lower because OU's best teams that they're going to face in the SEC are still far down the road? Or is the number low because they've actually been a lot better at it than we realize and our expectations are so high? Regardless, by the numbers, this team has been very good at not leaving a ton of runners on base. Concern level of just 3 with 214 runners left on base up to this point. Next one up is a position group where you guys just haven't loved the consistency up to this point. I'm talking about catcher. Isabella Emerling, there's been some complaints about her consistency at the plate and even at times defensively what you're getting on that side as well. Isabella Emerling is hitting .253 on the season. She struck out 19 times, which leads the team, but she has provided some very, very useful power on this squad with 9 home runs. Now, Isabella Emerling has started every single game this year because, well, it's felt like she's had to. Riley Zakay just got her first career hit less than a week ago, and you haven't just felt like she's ready to take over that position just yet. Corey Hicks is starting to give you some real things offensively, which has gotten you excited. But OU's kind of always been at a point this year where if something were to happen to Isabella Emerling, you're all of a sudden left in a very, very tough spot. Admittedly, I do feel better about the catcher position. Seems like Zakay's really making some strides. Corey Hicks is obviously making some strides as well. My concern level at catcher is currently at a 6 right now. Isabella Emerling, I think, is going to continue to be your everyday starter. And yes, the power numbers, for the most part, look really good, but she's got to cut down on the strikeouts, and she's got to be more consistent at the plate. Hopefully that happens with a player like Emerling that's played as much softball as she's had, but I currently have the catcher position listed at a 6. Next up, well, the freshmen have been great, but will they continue to stay hot? Because this team is going to need that to happen. Gabby Garcia's looked like one of the best freshmen in all of college softball. She's currently hitting .420 and feels like she gets 2 to 3 hits every single game here recently. Sydney Barker's had some real bright spots. She's hitting .310 on the year. Audrey Lowry is back. She's had a fantastic year, and maybe the best is yet to come for her in the circle. Corey Hicks is getting hot. Tia Malloy is starting to swing the bat as well. And yeah, I continue to like what these freshmen are giving you on a game-in, game-out basis. Non-conference games, SEC games, at the plate, defensively has been very, very strong as well. Sydney Barker's been so good that it's been hard to find her a place on the field because Gabby Garcia's been so excellent, you can't take her away from shortstop. But you got to find a spot for Sydney Barker, so let's stick her in right, let's stick her at first, let's stick her at DH, let's find somewhere for her in the lineup. The freshmen have been good, and I think that they will continue to be exceptional. Not a whole lot of concern for me that these freshmen will continue to do it at a high level. The best is still yet to come for that group. I have a 2 out of 10 on the concern level of the freshmen. They're really good. They've been really good, and I think that they're going to be even better here for this team moving forward. Lastly, Ella Parker, who some of you have wanted to take out of the lineup at times, give her a bit of a rest, but she looked like the best player in softball the first 3-4 weeks of the season. She's obviously cooled down in SEC play. Now, my hope is that the grand slam that she hit on Friday night is going to get her back in the groove, and we're going to see the best yet of Ella Parker so far this season. But the injury does concern me a little bit. Is that injury going to nag her throughout the entire season? And is it going to be something that she's just going to have to play throughout the rest of the regular season and the postseason as well? But if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. She's too good of a hitter to keep down for long, maybe even with a nagging injury. The home run was big for her, and I just really believe at some point she's really going to get going. Hitting .379 on the season, that was much higher about a month ago, but I think Ella Parker will get right. I think that she's going to get in the groove, and she probably will when it matters most. I have this at just a 3 concern level, and the only reason it's a 3 is because of that nagging injury. But if she's at any point 100% healthy, that number's going to be even lower here moving forward. But I think Ella Parker still got a lot to give you in this offense this year, and frankly, I can't wait to see it. So that's where I'm at with a really good softball team that I think, yes, again, can win a national championship. What are your thoughts? What are your opinion? Drop those in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching.